Hey guys, welcome to another video with your host, the Texan Camper. Today I'm going to be presenting a special little knife that I purchased from a company called Opinal. It's a French company. This is a very classic knife. Let me remove it from its sheath so you can see. This is a nice little leather sheath mold fitted to the blade that it comes with. It doesn't have any kind of belt loop, so you can't fit it to your belt. There's no belt clip. I'll give you a little history on this if you haven't heard of Opinal. The Opinal knife is named after the Opinal family from the French region, the Alps. And around 1890, a gentleman by the name of Joseph Opinal invented a small folding knife that would eventually become what most have recognized as the most iconic blade in the world. Originally, if I recall, Opinal designed this knife as a common man's knife, making it affordable to the common man of the region. Now, this is the Opinal number 7. This is the carbone, or the high carbon, which is a iron mixed with carbon to create that carbon steel. So it's a stronger steel versus stainless steel. They do have a stainless steel version, which has a mixture of chromium, which adds that corrosion resistance. The only downside to stainless steel is that when you add chromium, you have to dilute the carbon, which creates a softer blade. But nonetheless, this is the carbon version. They do have a stainless steel version. Now, this is a single piece of beech wood that is carved into the shape out of little square blocks. And they get the beech wood from the forestry. When forests are cleared and whatnot, they gather up these. So they're not actually chopping down trees to get this. This is more of like scrap pieces from forestry work that they do out there in the French region. There's really not much mechanics to this knife. It's a very simple, classic design. Now you have a little ring here. Get the camera to focus on that. You got your stainless steel ring that locks the blade into place. And by simply rotating the ring and lining it up, it releases the locking mechanism. So now you have a little fingernail groove that you can pull the blade out. As you can see there. And then you simply twist it to lock it in place. I'll show you what that looks like. So now the blade is locked, so it can't fold. So it is basically locking the blade in place. So you can see that that's a really classic Opinal design, so that the blade is locked into place, but you simply twist it back, line it up, and then you can close it back again, and it's a pretty tight fit. Now, this is not a heavy-duty knife as far as modern age knives that have the lockers and the steel and all that. So you have to be very, very careful with this knife when you're doing hard tasks. I would consider this knife to be something that you would use for food preparation, some light wood carving, nothing dramatic. But let me open up the blade so we can talk about the geometry of the blade. You've got your classic upsweep design there for good piercing. It has a full flat grind, so it aids very well in slicing. And then it has a you can see the light catch it there. It has a very fine micro bevel, so you can actually get really fine cutting with it. So if you're cutting vegetables, slicing into meat, things of that nature, food processing, this is an excellent blade to use around the campsite. Now, this is the carbon version, so you want to make sure to take note to keep it very clean, oiled, whatever you need to do to prevent rust, because it will corrode and rust. If you're concerned about that, and all you're really using it for is food preparation and mild things such as carving wood, whatnot, then you can get the stainless steel version if you want that added protection with the chromium added to it to give it the stainless steel corrosion resistance. On the front of the blade here, you can see the Opinal stamp, and you can see Joseph Opinal's family crest. I would say that's probably the family crest. Carries down into the ring, and then you can see the beechwood design with the Opinel stamp on there. Made in France. But since 1869, over 125 years, 150 years, I don't know whatever the math is, this company has been manufacturing knives like this that are extremely affordable for the common man. That was the whole purpose of this knife design, is that Opinel, Joseph wanted to create a knife that the common man could afford versus more of the upper class people that were paying for the more expensive knives. So this is a very traditional design. This is a great knife as far as like a knife you may want to pass down to your child over the years. If you take good care of it, keep the wood oiled, keep the blade oiled, this knife can last you a very long time. Now this particular one is the number 7. They come in various numbers. The number represents the blade length. So since this is number 7, and Opinel measures everything in centimeters, so this is a 7mm blade, which is probably roughly about 3.2 or maybe 3 inches long. I don't know exactly the length, but yeah. So if you know the metrics, then you'll know that 7 centimeters translated into inches. That's the length of the blade. So they go from number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12. I don't know if they go to 14. Use this number system as far as the measurement of the blade. So I want you to kind of get a real close-up look at that. Beautifully designed. Very nice. And that's a very sharp point. Very sharp point. And like I said, because of this full flat grind, it's got a very thin bevel. You can really slice and process food very nicely with this. Now, if you're interested in picking one of these up, these are extremely affordable. You can get these on Amazon. They come as a gift set if need be, or you can just purchase them by themselves. Or you can get, like I have this little leather carrying case that this one came with. They run about $14. I think they go as low as $12, maybe as high as $21. They also have different blade shapes versus this traditional one, which is almost like a Bowie. You can see that upward tail sweep there at the tip. They do have some other designs for gardening purposes. It's very popular for gardeners. Because like I said, this is mainly for the common man out of French, the farmer, who didn't have much money. This knife could be in everyday use for gardening purposes. They do have several designs you can look into. They also have a folding saw, which is really cool, but that's a little bit more expensive. That would probably run about $30 or more. But it's about a 6-inch long blade saw that you can use for cutting down small branches, pruning, whatnot, for gardening work, or for just basic bushcraft tasks. And these are very well built. They're all handmade, hand sharpened. I think there's about 100 and something employees at the Opinel factory that puts these out, and they sell, God, last time I checked, I believe they put out about 14 million of these blades per year. It's incredible what they do. And the price is exceptionally low for a high quality blade like this. This is not really designed to be an EDC. Just because you have to twist that lock and open it up, you can't just flip it open real quick for EDC at work. But this is just a classic take, a very traditional design that hasn't changed much in over 100 years. So if you're into that traditional design world, old world design, consider getting an Opinel. It's a beautiful knife. Now, to close the blade, I've already shown you that. I'll do it one more time. You just kind of twist, keep it open. It's already open. I should have locked it, but you have to make sure you lock it when you open it. Then you just simply fold it down. Be very careful because this thing is razor sharp. Razor sharp. Close it down there. You can see it fits beautifully inside. Very even. The geometry is very symmetrical. Look at that. And it closes. And then you simply twist it and it locks into place like so. So once again, thanks for tuning into this video and taking a look at my one of my favorite knives, the Opinel Classic French knife, carbone, high carbon blade. I'll leave some links below if you want to go check out Amazon.com, and if you want to go check out the Opinel website to read about the history of this knife. And I mentioned before, this is number 7, Opinel. Check it out. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Click that like button if you like what you see. If you have any comments or questions about this blade that I didn't address in this video, leave those comments below and I'll be more than happy to address it. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.